Hello, and we
Hello.
live. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I am all the better for seeing you, Helen. How are you feeling?
A little bit worse for wear,
Yeah,
but I think I've survived, so that's a good sign.
that's very good news indeed. Well, I'll be honest. It's been an eventful few days, and we're joined by Matt Taylor, of course, who is hanging out before he makes his sojourn across the water. Hence, no fancy Hemel Truants background. We actually have a live background. We're live with Matt Taylor today, which is really exciting for everybody. So yeah, I have to say it's not really sunk in that it's concluded for now, at least our physical challenge, because of course, as you and I were joking a little earlier today, you and I speak roughly every 90 seconds in the
Yeah,
run up to Heavy Metal Truants. So
yeah.
sometimes I call without an agenda or anything to talk about. It's just because it feels like we should be talking
Well,
because like
exactly. I miss your voice if I don't hear from you at least every hour. So
yeah,
yeah,
indeed.
I
Well,
think I
likewise.
might just set up like a little recording that you can just press on your button on your phone if you need to hear my voice. Just
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea
yeah,
because a lot has happened and there is a lot to discuss. But I think first and foremost, we should get right down to business.
absolutely.
The most important thing of all, which is where we're at right now with our fundraising as of the 13th of June.
Absolutely. So, just swapping over on tabs on my computer, and I can see, including gift aid, we're at £81,396 27 pence on Race Nation. It's showing up on there. That's including gift aid, which does take a little while to come through, but that money does come through from HMRC. So gift aid is incredibly important.
Yeah,
It adds an extra 10 grand to our fundraising totals. So we're smashing it at the moment. I think we're doing really well, especially at the end of the ride, having 81,000 pounds banked, so to speak, is an excellent thing. But the fundraising doesn't stop here. It's we've still got until September, so keep pushing, especially those riders on the physical ride that haven't made their minimum donation of 1,500 yet. Keep pushing. You've got time. Use those photos, especially any ones including blood or mud or tiredness. Use those photos to get more donations because we never stop.
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Although there are people who perhaps deserve some special acknowledgement already, and one of them is in this room. These are our top five fundraisers who are absolutely smashing it. Because of course, the miles matter. It is the money that counts. That's the absolute thing about all of the Head Metal Truants activities, is that that's the thing that will convert into improving the lives of young people. So while the miles demonstrate commitment, it's really these numbers that are going to make the lasting difference in the lives of kids. So from the top, Helen, do you want to read through the names and numbers, because I'm so impressed and
Absolutely.
blown away by all this, and I think this also says a lot about how important the virtual ride and walk and run has become to what we do, because the leader, of course, is one of our virtual riders, which I think
Absolutely.
that's an important point.
And what was great was this particular person. It's not Rod Smallwood. I know that Rod Smallwood is top of the leaderboard, but we love him, but we don't count him in the top fundraisers. And he appreciates that. But this virtual rider, who is top of the leaderboard at the moment, came to download. Was at the finish line for the physical riders crossing the line, and she has raised a whopping £4,920, and that is Susie Aldridge, who we give big old kudos to, because obviously with the gift aid she's over 5,000. It's 5,695 with gift aid. So Susie Aldridge, who did uh, 175 miles in 11 days, I think. So well done, Susie.
Indeed, well done. And who's next? Because I mean, the competition is pretty fierce at the top there, which is unbelievable. And number two, I'm very pleased to see is our own Matt Taylor. You know, sort
Taylor.
of death metal unicorn.
Yeah,
you know,
I think the unicorn's helping. So Matt's done some amazing videos, which I think a lot of us have seen on the Facebook pages, on the Heavy Metal Truants pit page, and Matt's kind of taken the unicorn thing and really run with it. No pun intended, but he's the videos of his training have been amazing, have kept us all laughing, and obviously it's helped the fundraising as well, because Matt is on £4,051 raised so far, and with gift aid £4,393.18. So in second place, Matt Taylor.
Yeah, so Matt, what's your secret while you're here? I mean, because it's not like you've had it easy or anything like that. Sorry, Angus is also about to join the chat.
So I'm getting very nervous now. Angus is touching my leg.
It's my cat, by the way.
It's all about the unicorn. Yeah, sorry, yeah, it's not. Yeah, anyway, yes, Angus the cat is touching my knee. The power of the unicorn. And just trying to diversify what you're doing, especially when you're trying to tap up the same people. Make them laugh, spread the love.
Yeah, because this is your third ride, Matt, is it?
Third physical,
yeah. So doing it again and again each year is tough for people, whether it be virtual or physical. It's hitting the same people, and a lot of us who are in the same industry tend to find us asking the same people around the industry. So it is about diversifying who you're going to, but also keeping it fresh and keeping it letting them know what you're up to, and showing the fun side of what we're doing, as well as the painful obviously bruises and muscle relaxants that you need.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess that's the one thing that I think we hear from a lot of the heavy metal truants who have returned over the years is going to the same well is not always easy. So I think what Matt you've done is phenomenal, because you found new ways to to retell that story of what you're doing, which is really valuable. And rounding it out, of course, we have the wonderful James Hursthouse at £3,051, George Semi at 2,521, and Rob Rolfe at 2,483, which is impressive. And just have to say, he's been such a lovely presence to have throughout the ride as well.
Rob's been great.
A really welcome addition. So indeed. So, and we have other notable updates as well. And I think people that we wished to share some of the news about, which is of course, well, we know about the Three Stooges who did 200 miles a day. Graham then went on to do 1,000 miles before the physical ride, so he could complete the physical ride separately. Emma Donahue completed 100 miles of walking. Just one of our committee members, a repeat offender in the heavy metal truants, but absolutely smashing it. And I think it bears special acknowledgement. Everybody's pretty busy. That up and coming band Queen keep Emma pretty busy at the best of times, so she's fit that in and around Queen tour, which I think is
they're a really good band. I like what they do.
Bohemian Rhapsody is gonna get big. It's gonna get big.
Yeah, watch this space.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, as Matt says, it is a bit long. Just
it's about as long as one of our virtual rides.
Indeed. Andrew Lawson, again, just like completely inspirational running. Gregor, one of the joiners on the physical ride for the last day, is going to go on to complete 1,000 miles virtually. And this is the thing that really blows my mind, Helen, is that when we came up with the beast of a ride, 666 miles, we're like, no one's going to do that. But the second year of the virtual ride, we added 1,000-mile challenge just to kind of, say, okay, now we have a stretch target for people. And now it's 6 people.
Yeah, we've got six people that have done over 1,000 miles. Aslan Kasalan, who's actually in the chat watching now, is one of them. And I've got to say that some of the photos that he's been putting up on Dropbox have been excellent. We've got Chris Stevenson, Vitor Sargento, Phil Jane, Ed Pooley, Aslan, Tim Clark, and Jeffrey Jones was so close with 963. So I wanted to mention him as well. But yeah, so to have 6 people doing over 1,000 miles is absolutely amazing. And kudos to all of you.
It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. And yeah, I only see the trend continuing, which, I think we should encourage. I love that, it's created this inner competitiveness. But again, anyone who's saying have Truants, it just has to be a challenge for you, right? And that's the thing, is ultimately it's the fundraising that will make the difference. But I love that we're attracting people who are also in the truest sense of truancy, just kind of just going all out to just do something just for the sake of it, which is just fantastic. And I think, again, we should probably acknowledge Matt and his fixie travails. I mean, I did the 185-mile run from London to Download on a bike with gears. Matt did it in a unicorn wig on a fixie.
And for people that don't know what a fixie is, it's a bike basically that it has no gears, and you have to continually keep pedaling. You can't stop, because if you stop pedaling, it's basically putting brakes on, so the wheels stop turning. So to not have any gears to go up hills, and to have to continuously, no coasting, to keep pedaling, is madness. But well done, Matt.
Indeed. And I think in the spirit of special acknowledgements, because of course the physical ride was phenomenal. 3 days of, relative sunshine. We did have a few showers, we had some wind. And, I think that, I have to give special credit to Rod for complaining that day one was not hilly enough.
Yeah.
And how easy it was, because then it was almost as if the earth itself changed its form to ensure that we would eat those words in a horrific bout of hills after the day 2 lunch, which was absolutely relentless. It was kind of like I lost all sense of time and space. And I guess, as Matt recalls, having been on his fixie, it literally became an ordeal. That still gives me shivers, but indeed. But great fun. Of course, you may be watching from France. Paul Hope, when we were within about a mile of the finish line, said it's amazing that no one has had punctures. And Andy Hunt immediately got a puncture at that point while we were just about to cross the finish line.
Yeah, 500 meters before the finish line.
Yeah, indeed.
Puncture hit.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things that, I mean, you just couldn't make it up. But there we go. If that's the worst that we have to report from a 3-day ride of 30 people going from London to Download Festival, then that's pretty good. And I have to say, Helen, you were there at the end, and what a warm reception it was. It was really
amazing. It was lovely. And what I think it was actually probably the biggest reception we've had. Obviously year 10, and putting the notice out that we're coming in to Download. There was some amazing people waiting to support you guys and what you've done, and join in the celebrations. And we had virtual riders there, we had charities there, we had friends and family of the riders that were on the ride, and it was a beautiful thing to see the physical riders' faces when they saw the crowd that was waiting for them. I think that made a real difference.
I fully agree. And I think it's thanks to all the people that came along, all of our virtual participants, for making this feel like it's really got momentum. It's the profile of Heavy Metal Truants has never been bigger. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's something that excites me greatly, because hopefully it means that it'll be a conduit for more people to feel welcome to join, be it virtually or physically, because that's what makes the difference. And of course, Heavy Metal Truants 10 is far from over, isn't it? So what's next for us? What do we have to expect before we actually conclude this chapter? And
as far as our job goes, it doesn't stop for us, because I might just take a day off from calling you, but then it'll be back to calling you every 90 seconds again. We've got the fundraising is obviously not stopping. until Friday, September the 10th. That is the cutoff date for fundraising, to get any of your fundraising in, whether it be via Brace Nation, whether it be via PayPal, whether it be via checkbook. You can send a check straight in to us. You can bax it straight through to the bank account if you need. Any way that you can get us money for the charities, please do it. And the last day is Friday, September 10th.
Indeed. So that's a really important date to remember. Everybody who's done any activity with Heavy Metal Truants will probably have a store of photos. Please share them with us so we can keep getting the word out. You know, there's a Dropbox link that we sent out with the newsletter, but share them with your friends, family, networks, you know, neighbors. It's always surprising to me where the help comes from, and it never ceases to surprise me how unlikely some of the most generous donors are. And you know, I think that everyone who's done this knows how touching it is when people actually go out of their way to help. And so now's the time to really capitalize on all that pain and perspiration, and show people how much we've done. And we also have a Monster Rock auction coming up. Indeed. So so Matt's actually making a contribution, something to show off, which is there's actually a bit of history here, right, Matt? Because this isn't from this year, is it?
No, it's not. It's from year 8. So year 8 was had a bit of theme, the 8th of Spades. So this is some of you may have heard that I'm into Star Wars. So I made a Star Wars helmet in the style of Snaggle Trooper. So you may see it. You can spin it around if you want.
That's
amazing.
So Matt, you're not just a Star Wars fan. You remember the 501st Garrison. What is that for people that don't know? It
is the charitable organization and official costume group of the Star Wars fans, basically. So we dress up in authentic outfits and raise charity money. So yeah, and I'm a stormtrooper, so I've made a couple of these before. But this was dedicated to the 8th ride.
That is awesome. And so
you may be familiar with Motorhead.
People can bid on this at the auction.
Indeed, it's a work of art, and I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And Matt's the real deal, proper Star Wars stormtrooper. So yeah, I think that's going to be one of the real talking points for the ride, because it actually came from one of our Heavy Metal Truants. But we'll have other options as well.
So we have Rob Roll from Shikari, who is obviously on our physical ride. Brilliant guy. He actually had some earrings created by Parabellum, who are an amazing jewelry company. And one is a little skull and one is a little bike. And he wore them during the physical ride. We've got some amazing photos of him in them, and he will be auctioning those as well. So that's a really lovely prize from Shikari that will be added.
Yeah, so we'll be collecting items. We're also looking at the return of the world famous excuse me, heavy metal curries, which are pretty popular. And then looking to year 11, Helen. I mean, it's big news. I mean, Downloader are already announcing, just a bit of what they're up to next year, which is it's obviously it's going to 4 days, which is super exciting. But we also are, of course, seeing the return of our virtual challenges as well. So people can already begin penciling in dates for next May and June to say that Heavy Metal Truants will be going up to 11, and we'll just have to sort of work out if there's any kind of heavy metal related theme or something that
reference to 11.
Indeed. It's almost impossible to say. We'll just have to kind of Google it and see if anything comes up. But look, we're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about next year. I just want to keep on pushing in year 10. I want the check presentation to be a moment that we can all celebrate and remember. And we will, of course, be looking at a virtual and physical hang, so we can bring everyone together on the day of the check presentation. The date is TBC, so we can actually get people involved and raising a glass of their choosing, no matter where they are in the world, because we're all in it together.
Absolutely. Some of the people on the YouTube chat have some ideas about what 11 might be.
Yeah, no idea what they're talking about.
Nor do I.
we're going to have to do some research. But yeah, let's see where we get to. What I'm hoping, of course, is that everybody can just sort of, while Heavy Metal Truants 10 is not over, feel that they are part of a community, because this really is like a family. It was a real reminder when we're on the physical ride, just the kind of connections that people can make. And I feel just as connected to all of our friends on the pit who have been posting their challenges and what they're doing and all that. You know, it's a special group of people.
Absolutely. Once you're a Heavy Metal Truant, it's for life.
Absolutely.
Not just for download.
That's good. We should be in marketing or something.
Thanks, I know.
Indeed. So that's about it then. Guys, keep on pushing, push your fundraising, share your photos, let everyone know what you have done. And Helen, I will probably call you in about 5 minutes.
Excellent. I look forward to talking to you.
All right. Fantastic. Okay, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for everyone who swung by.
Well done, everyone.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.